What up chaps, I'm Magical Mike, and this is going to be my World vs World roaming build, which technically isn't really my build, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. A friend of mine actually did a much more detailed video of this, with 18 minutes or so of footage from it, so I'll put a link to his video somewhere on screen and probably in the description for those of you on mobile devices, if you want to watch him play through it and explain it. But I'm going to do so as well. It's a warrior, obviously. We just got buffed recently, so this build has changed slightly. And it's going to be a sword, warhorn, and greatsword build. And you've got to excuse the sigil of luck in there, that's just because I'm a farmer. I'm a dirty PvE player. Anyway, let's get down to it. In essence, this is going to be a berserker warrior with 2 runes of the monk, and mostly just ruby orbs in there. All berserker weapons, just berserker, fully berserker, get berserker jewellery, excuse these 2 things. I would have berserker earrings, but I don't have the ascended ones yet. And you're going to be roaming with this build, although you can still stick into zergs and stuff like that if you want to. But the main plan is to just be an assassin. Well, in a zerg anyway, you assassinate low health people, just run in there, immobilise them and do whatever you can. But most of your game time is going to be roaming, either solo or with a very small group. The runes of the monk are just for the boon duration, because the idea of this is to keep infinite swiftness, which is very easily done with certain traits. So that's it, that's your gear. Now let's pop into the traits. 30 arms, 20 tactics and 20 discipline. This is fairly interchangeable as well. You can swap the greatsword out for a longbow or something if you want to defend a keep or something like that. If you want some range, then go ahead. But you're going to be sacrificing mobility. So your traits are going to be deep cuts for the bleeds from your sword. You want forceful greatsword because those might stacks will actually help, although the chance of you getting 100 blades off is somewhat slim. But there are ways and means to actually get that full cast off. And the last trait is up to you. I want Blade Master for the crit hit chance on my sword increased by 10% for Final Thrust, which is our new skill 3 instead of Hamstring, because Hamstring got moved into the Sword 1 chain. You can also swap this out for Last Chance if you want the quickness, or Furious if you want more adrenaline. I just like Blade Master. Absolutely you want Leg Specialist. This is a 1 second immobilise whenever you cripple, which you have on your auto attack. You have on Savage Leap, and you have on Blade Trail as well, which does 2 cripples. However, this has a 5 second cooldown, so you're only going to hit with 1 of those Blade Trail cripples. One of the Blade Trail immobilizers even. You also want Quick Breathing for the Warhorn skills recharging faster, and the Warhorn skills converting a condition into a boon, also very important. You're starting to see here there's a lot of swiftness involved, Signet of Rage also giving you swiftness, and condition removal, very very important in this build because you don't have much. In discipline, this is up to you. I like Warrior Sprint for the 25% faster run speed when you're using melee weapons, which of course you've got 2, so you're always going to have that buff. You can change this out for Signet Mastery if you want to. This will put Signet Rage down to 48 seconds, but whatever really. I just like Warrior Sprint. And Mobile Strikes, movement skills break immobilize, of which I have Bull's Charge, I have Savage Leap, obviously Charge breaks immobilize, Call to Arms breaks immobilize, and Whirlwind Attack breaks immobilize, and also Rush on your greatsword breaks immobilize. You're never going to be stuck in place, you're just going to be gone with the wind, if you like. Also very important on this build, you have the Fast Hands minor trait, which means your weapon swaps are going to be every 5 seconds. Very important. And the only other important minor trait is Attack of Opportunity, which increases damage to bleeding foes by 10%. Also, you have a 33% chance on crits to cause bleeding if you're just using the greatsword, but you're going to be causing bleeds on your sword anyway. My heal of choice is Healing Surge, because the heal's bigger. It's pretty simple really. You can use Healing Signet if you want to duck and dive out of combat every now and then, or you can use Mending if conditions are a huge problem, but they shouldn't be with the Warhorn skills. Also Bull's Charge for the mobility that it gives you. Endure Pain for the stun break, and the 60-second cooldown buff is pretty good too. It's basically immunity to all damage apart from conditions, so that's very very handy. And the last skill I use is Shake It Off, which is also another stun breaker, another condition removal. If you're with a group you can help people out with it, but you can pretty much change this for whatever the hell you like. Fear Me is a good choice. 60-second duration now. Duration? Jesus, no, that would be awfully overpowered. 60-second cooldown. You can also use Signet of Stamina if you want more dodges. You can use Dolyak Signet if you want the stability. You can use Signet of Fury if you want to jump in with a full set of adrenaline if you want. If you want to be unblockable, you can use Signet of Might. You've got a lot of options here. I just like to use Shake It Off. So the usage of this build I'm going to show you by attacking that Karka there. We all know that Karka are a horrible, horrible death machine, and we know that their initial attack is probably going to bring me down to about half, if not 25% of my total health. I'm going to eat all that damage just because I'm in full Berserker gear, and normally you dodge it, I'm just not going to. So you would jump in, probably jump in with either Bull's Charge if the guy isn't going to see you. You want to get that initial knockdown with the 100 blades, or you want to rush in with Rush, obviously. Then you can hit the Blade Trail for the Immobilize, hit the 100 blades to build some adrenaline, and depending on if they've moved or if you just want to do some damage or whatever, Whirlwind Attack. You can then swap to your sword, and depending on how much damage they've taken, if they're below half, you want to hit Final Thrust. This thing, the damage on this is huge. If you look at the regular sword damage, I do about 400 damage. Obviously this is just tooltip damage, so whatever. This does 1000, and if they're under half health, it does 2000. This thing crits in World v World for me for about 5 to 6k. That's huge! That's like an Eviscerate. Well, it's like half an Eviscerate, actually. So yeah, then, because you've got fast hands, you'll probably want to hit Flurry. Flurry will immobilize. The more adrenaline that you've got, the longer the immobilize will be. But, depending on what you want to do, you can cancel that Flurry mid-cast, swap back to your Greatsword and hit 100 blades again. It's a good way of setting yourself up. So that's what we're going to do on this Karka. So let's buff up. Let's wander in. I'm going to eat all this damage because I'm a moron. Let's hit the 100 blades. It's already pretty dead. I'm going to swap to my sword already, and wham, 5k crit. That's huge! Your crit chance, that was with weakness as well. Or was it? I'm not sure. Pretty sure it was. Your crit chance is about 77% here, because you got the Fury from Signet of Rage. Pretty good. Obviously if you had Berserker Earrings you'd be doing more too. But let's just jump in on this Karka here. Let's hit that. Hit the Immobilize, swap weapons, cancel it. You could probably get the full 100 blades off if you were any good, and finish them off. It's pretty simple. I'm now going to switch over to some World v World footage to show you some of that, and we'll talk about that when I can. Jump cuts. Ah, right, so, post-commentary now. This is what you should be doing. These are your main objectives in World v World. You've got your veteran guards, which are your sentries, and you've got Dolyaks. Those are the main things that this build is set up to deal with. And you know the guards can heal. Honestly, you can use Bull's Charge to interrupt that if you want to, but as it turns out, there's a bunch of stuff going on at that camp over there, and I wanted to save it. Speaking of camps, if you want to take camps, then I don't know if it's possible solo. I've never managed to do it. Maybe if you're really, really good, you might be able to, but I didn't want to try. You can quite happily take a camp with just one other person if you can find that one other person. So there you go. I caught this Necro off guard, so I immobilized quite handily there with the Flurry and 100 blades to death. A Necro without condition removal, what was that? To be honest, I think she'd used a heal on the PvE destroyers over here. So there you go. I actually found her while I was trying to take over that dredge camp because I felt like I could. It was something solo I could do. We've got a bad matchup this week. We're against Dragonbrand, who own literally the entire map right now as I'm commentating this, and Sea of Sorrows. We're Emery Bay. We don't really stand much of a chance. Granted, we're having fun, but there you go. Now here's this Dragonbrand Guardian. I just wanted to mine platinum, to be honest. There was a platinum node next to the Dolyaks over here, and this guy came and interrupted me, and I wasn't happy with it. So I finished mining and I ran away. I was gonna try and attack him there, but he dodged out of the way. He didn't want to have fun with me, so I decided I'm gonna take this Dolyak instead. So we've got the two guards on us. We've got the Guardian himself, but spoilers, I'm gonna take out the Dolyak anyway. Got the 4-second immobilize on the sword. I've popped Endure Pain because I don't want to die. and I'm quite low on health, but this Guardian's clearly not doing all that much damage. I'm mostly worried about the veteran guards with the Dolyak, because those do quite a bit of damage to my Berserker self. I don't know why the Guardian used his spin there, that was a bad move. Also apparently I was out of range of his pull, because that debuff left me quite quickly. I get the Dolyak, and now I proceed to just run away from this guy, because honestly he didn't want to have anything to do with me. I've already blown most of my skills, so I want to get out of combat to live, basically, and so that I can regen. In the end I was going to go attack him, but he just turns around and leaves anyway, so there you go. He didn't want to have fun with me, so I left him. And I found another Dolyak, which I proceed to get wrecked by these guards again. I need to work on my dodges, man. I'm just face rolling these things at the moment. Get the full 100 blades off, blinded on the last hit, and take it out. 42 world XP. This is what you should be doing. And doing PvE. So I went off to go and do the Hylex, and found... yeah, there's like 5 Dragonbrand guys attacking me right now, so I popped everything I have to run away, get some distance so that I can get the heal off, but it turns out I get out of combat anyway. And honestly I didn't expect to get such a hilarious... but this is what happens. I get chased for round about 5 or 10 minutes by these guys. Again, I just want to get my platinum and get my PvE stuff done in WvW, but these guys are having none of it. I haven't had a chance to look at their levels or anything yet, so I'm kind of scared. There's like 4 or 5 people chasing me right now. I just want to put some distance between me and them. So that's what I'm going to do. And when I have enough distance, I am going to check them out and see what's actually chasing me. So this is what you're good at. You're good at running around the map, and good at 100 blading thin air, because I'm such a pro-ass player. Yeah, man, dog, diggity. Yeah. So now I get enough distance to actually check out what is chasing me. We've got an underleveled ranger, an underleveled thief, an underleveled warrior. I think he's a ranger. Yeah, he's a ranger, he's got a bow. And some other guy that I didn't click on. But there's still 4 or 5 people there, so I don't want to mess with them too much. I just want to see how long they'll follow me. My plan is to just give them the loops, give them the runaround, give them some radical movement, man. So that hopefully some of them will stop chasing me. I'll be able to separate them and take some of them out. But I get this cliff here, I get the line of sight. So I think, well, I'll give this guy a shot, but the game glitches out and I don't know what the hell happened there. I slide along the floor. I want to take out this ranger. So he's dodged 2 of my really important attacks there, but I still get the immobilize off, get 19 to 20 stacks of bleeding off for a second. Those are falling off rapidly because he used his elite, but the rest of the guys have found me and followed me, so I'll cleanse all the conditions and begin running away again. Get that radical movement going on. Dude. Yeah, I don't like the odds that I'm facing right now, so I'm going to hop out of combat. The brilliant thing about this, and one of the traits that your bleeds last a long time, is that you can stack a bunch of bleeds on some guy, probably immobilize him if you want to, and get out of combat and regenerate and reset the fight. You'll be out of combat. If he's still got bleeds on him, he's not going to regenerate, and you are. So you can actually put enough distance between you guys to put the fight well into your favour again. And here I'm completely confused, I don't know where to go. I'm going to use the cliff again, because I haven't really got any bright ideas. I'm just having fun giving these guys the runaround and still trying to hopefully separate some guys, because I know I can kill these guys quite quickly with this build, but it seems that they don't want to let me go, so please don't let me go. That's not the words, it's please let me go. Let me go, Queen. Yep, so enough of that. I'm going to continue running around. They actually got the cripple off here, but I'm going to spam. I'm going to use Bull's Charge there. Continue using my skills. Out of combat again. They can't seem to catch up to me. I think there's a thief in this group. To be honest, the Heartseeker thief should be able to catch me, but I don't think he knows really what he's doing. So I find this non-underleveled, this level 80 ranger. I want to try and take him out, see how much I can do. That 100 blades takes him down to about 25% of his life, and now I've got bad stuff happening. I think that's a necro on me, I can't quite tell what's behind me. but again, they spot me, they start catching me again, and I wanna escape, because there's too many. You see, the power of this build is just being able to move around the map quite a lot. I'm also outmanned, so there's no real danger. If I die, there's no consequence to it. Whatever. I don't have to pay armor repair bills, so I'm just having fun giving these guys the runaround, as I've said a couple of times. Here on the map, I'm looking to see if I still own the dredge, because I did take over those before. I would like to run into that cave and get some allies, but I can't tell from the information presented to me on the map, so I run to this wall instead. I thought there was a cave here. It shows you how much I actually do WvW, so I need to turn around, I can't get up that wall, get through all this crap with Endure Pain. No damage done to me yet, I get pulled back, I get knocked around. This is just some bad coordination on their part. They should have been able to fully mobilise me there and probably kill me. But alas, they cannot quite deal with my slipperiness and my movement. So again, I'm just gonna run away from them. That thief there should totally have me by now. Get the Heartseeker hero going on there. Still, nope, I'm gonna run away. And this is just a really long chase sequence. The point of this build isn't really to distract a large amount of people like this. Anyone with sense in WvW isn't gonna chase you around for this amount of time, but these guys, they own the entire map anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter to them. An organised group isn't going to do this, but if you can get an organised group to chase you around, then you're doing something perfectly right. A good job. Now, we've actually managed to lose 2 or 3 of the guys chasing me. There's actually 4 on me, so I've lost 1 of the guys, and that level 80 ranger. Gonna open up on this warrior here, just to see how much damage I do to him. I'm testing the waters really. I know I can't really kill them while there's this many guys around me, but I want to see how much damage I can do and how good at players they are. It turns out I can wreck that warrior, so I know that for the future. There's that necro. Yeah, I was right when there was a necro following me. I get feared at exactly the wrong time. I wanted to heal that there, but not to worry. I can escape anyway. Put some distance, get the heal off. I'm fine, I'm safe. These guys can't catch up to me still after this amount of time. Now here's the tactic. I jump into the water because I know I'm out of running skills right now. I want to avoid that drake and use skill 5 on my spear to put a lot more distance between me. Out of combat again. And I didn't want to be hitting that drake with that skill and putting myself back into combat, so that's what I do. Once I got out of combat, I looked at these guys flanking me and decided, right, I'm not going to use that cliff anymore because it's not really doing me any good. I'm going to put as much distance between me and them as possible. So I'm going to run towards the Hylex, I'm going to use Bull's Charge, I'm going to use all my greatsword skills and my jump and all these skills. I am probably the most mobile skill build that you can build in WvW right now. Only rivaled by Elementalists and Thieves, I think, can only catch me. Fairly sure that's it. Maybe Engineers, I'm not sure. But I was going to try and take out the Hylex again, but decided that was probably a bad idea, because they could still see me doing that. However, I've line of sighted them around this cliff, and I'm going to take out this guard, because I think I've put enough distance between me and them that I have enough time to deal with this guard. So that's what I'm going to do. Just 100 blades him down. And he immobilises me. And there we go, that's him dead. At this point I'm keeping an eye on where they're coming from, the Hylex. Just keeping an eye on that while I take this control point. And it turns out they've given up the chase right now, so I'm going to head onwards around this cliff to my left. This is near SMC. I'm going to open up on this guy because this is a few seconds later. This is one of the rangers that was chasing me. Wreck him with 100 blades. This guy was so underleveled for being here. And yeah, I opened up with Bull's Charge there because clearly he was AFK. He should have seen me coming. He was facing me. But he didn't, so I opened up with that and wrecked his face. Just in time to kill this Dolyak as well. The guards dealing with me. This is just in front of SMC, so I'm playing it a bit risky. If you didn't know as well, by the way, if you kill a Dolyak, the guards disappear, so you should mainly focus on killing that Dolyak and the threat disappears. So there we go. So I'm going to open up on this veteran guard again, just because this was one of my goals to begin with, just take out these guards and things. Watch out for the weakness, that's been buffed, that's going to reduce your damage quite a lot these days. So I'm going to deal with that. I think I whiffed my final thrust, but I'm not sure, I can't remember now. Just going to take that out and finish off there. Now, I caught a glimpse of a Dragonbrand invader going around the cliff there, so I'm wondering what he was going for. He's probably going to go and defend that Dolyak, which I was thinking I'm going to go there next. But I see these guys rezzing the guy I just killed. And I give them a nice bad mana wave there. I'm not sure if they've noticed me. Now I know they've noticed me because the guy's running towards me, this warrior. It's the same damn group of people again, so I'm going to see what I can do. Again, give them the run around and see who follows me, because, you know, if some don't follow me, then I don't have to deal with them, that's great. So I'm going to line of sight stupidly behind this tree root, and this warrior and this thief. I think the warrior's disappeared, but this thief didn't seem to spot me. He dodges my charge, which was bad. I think he dodges my Savage Leap, but I get some nice damage there on him, and I decide I'm going to just keep the 100 blades going because the warrior's stood in it and damage is damage, so I'm going to take that. Just wreck these guys because they're under-leveled. By no means am I a good player here. The warrior just stands in my 100 blades and summons Hounds of Balthazar. I get a daze off, I think that was the thief. I mean I get dazed, and taking quite a bit of damage right there. Down the thief. My plan now was to just get rid of this guy's Hounds of Balthazar, but it turns out I downed him as well, because he decided to stand in all my damage. I put some distance between me and these guys, because I wanted to get my heal skill. I didn't want to get downed by these two, because they would have killed me in a down fight. And then I want to focus on the thief first, because the warrior's only got a vengeance and kill himself anyway. I can run away from him, there's no threat. But he didn't, and I kill them both. So there we go. And I ranked up off these Dragonbrand guys, and then this ranger decides to give it a shot again. Bad idea dropping in and dealing some damage to yourself, but there you go. And I get the kill on this guy again, and give him a nice armor repair build to boot. So there we go, that's the build. But as an added bonus right here, I'm gonna check my rank 7 chest. Yeah, rank 7, I don't do much WvW. There's an Ascended Ring. That's pretty nice, although I don't have anything to do with it. But there you go, that's the build. And I will see you guys next time.